Mode Field of 12 College Football After Dark Show. College Championship. We are watching live. We are watching live. A minute and change. The Roman army is threatening right now. Coming down the field. Down 8. With a minute left, fellas. This game has lived up to everything. Everything. Bryce Petty. Trevor Knight,
that's me.
Christian Hackenberg. I was thinking Bryce Young.
It's okay.
The fellas are in here.
I'll take it.
We're rolling right now. Bryce Young and Bill O'Brien trying to get it going with a depleted wide receiver core. They got all hands on deck. Oh!
That's a dime. That's
a dime.
George, he has nobody.
Nobody.
God bless.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He's at Alabama. What do you mean?
No. I know they have talent.
What do you mean?
I don't care if these guys are coming in for the first time all year. Let's a 1-8. Oh my God.
I mean,
what do you mean?
That's in the red
talent's
basket.
one
How
thing.
many times has he done that?
Experience is a whole nother half.
I agree.
There's been two touchdowns dropped tonight.
I agree. But hey,
Big third downs dropped.
You don't want to hear what's about to come out of my mouth.
Here we go,
he's
folks.
Getting his job done. They got to help him out. That ball's getting
I agree.
placed on the
Kid's a player. I'm not taking that away from him.
Another shot.
Picked off.
That's it.
All right.
That is it.
Damn, I hate that for Bryce too.
I hate that for Bryce.
I hate it for him, but
hey, I called Georgia. I'm stoked. But here's my thing. That kid's gonna be better for this. Gonna be better for this. 9's gonna be better for this.
Hey,
that's a serious comment.
And we talked about that.
Listen, 9 will be better for this.
You talked about how you, as a quarterback, elevate your team.
Yes.
This is a perfect example of it's that to an extent. There's only so much you can do as a quarterback.
And he's been doing it.
Tell me you want to watch this game going, man, that's on his face. The guy's got to catch that ball.
Well, that wasn't on his face. That was on number 5's face for Georgia.
Right.
Here's my thing. The kids played well.
This is really
I'm just telling you right now.
Really
but
cool.
this is awesome.
I love this.
This is awesome.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
It doesn't get better than that.
We're watching it right now. First of all,
I wish we did the Walt Disney.
Those of you that joined myself, Bryce Petty, Christian Hackenberg, with the White Walkers, the Georgia Bulldogs, congratulations on your winnings at Bet River Sportsbook. They're covering like crazy right now.
I can't wait for George.
You guys that joined in with George Whitfield, I appreciate it. Respect my man. He's the most talented, the most knowledgeable of the group. Tonight, he took his lumps.
Oh, a lump.
Took his lumps.
Most knowledgeable.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
We crowning that. Did I take Bama or Georgia?
George took
Michigan.
George took Michigan. Look at Kirby Smart. Look at Kirby Smart. That dude's never smiled so much in his entire life.
Can I self-advance my self-suck jar? I called this shit in August. I need this. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I called this in August. Let's go.
Hack, calling it from August. The Georgia Bulldogs.
I'll take it, Bryce. I'll take the owner, GM fine. I'll take it all. Give me it all. I don't care.
Hey,
give me it all.
Fellas, we talked about this. National championship, rematch, redemptions. Now 6-0. 6-0. I love this with Stetson
There is
Bennett.
so much emotion
I
coming
love
from
this
him right now.
And he drove them.
Look at that
He did
dude.
not ride tonight.
Look at that dude crying,
Hey,
man.
there was one drive.
Look at these dudes coming up to him. Hey, our questions about that dude before this game.
All answered.
When he stands up, does he have respect? You just saw it on TV right now.
Every single
that
Bulldog,
dude works and works
every
and works.
single Bulldog is waiting to
Look
just
at that.
hug this guy.
Look at this guy.
Number 22 jersey. They gave him a number 22 jersey as a quarterback.
Bro.
Believe in yourself, man. That's
Believe in yourself.
Bro,
That really is the key here. That's the call if you want to be all real about it.
Guys, let's literally just sit here for a second and think about this.
That's so cool.
All of us here, we've had a lot of cool life experience, played in cool games. Stetson Bennett is gonna walk around for the rest of his life
As a national champion.
with hardware on his finger that none of us have.
Beating the Roman army.
That none of us have.
And to y'all's point, we were sitting
awesome.
here.
Look at that,
we
man.
were sitting here.
That's real.
But we were sitting here a week and a half ago, and I say it. We were talking about JT Daniels.
I was.
Bro, the last 6 minutes of this football game, that kid showed some stones. Todd Monken came out and put the ball in his hand. We talked about it with Bryce Young having the experience of already being in those situations.
Guys, look at this guy. He's
Bro,
got three ends. He's got every position group hugging him.
Oh my God.
That
Dude, they
shit
put it
is
in
like,
his
it's
hand.
making me tear up, dude.
He's
I
got
can't
every
believe it.
put it in
position
his
group
hand.
hugging him right
They
now.
put it in his hand,
That
and he
doesn't
did it.
happen unless it's
over.
authentic. I'm gonna find my boys when we're going through this emotion.
I can't wait.
Every position group hugging that dude right now.
And they are all coming to him.
That's a
by
hell
the
of a
man.
football team, and he rode the ship. He was the captain. He was the owner. He was Jackie Moo, the owner, GM, player. He did it all. He rode it.
Look at that.
He was Jackie
Look
Moo.
at this.
Is that
The
pretty
trainers, the
pretty
D-linemen.
This tells me everything I need to know.
Good question.
You got the nutritionist, you got the
Bro,
D-line, the
that
O-line,
guy
the
scheduled
wide
the flights
receivers.
for tonight. That
Hey.
guy scheduled the flights for tonight.
Pilot on the charter plane. This dude's gonna give him a big hug first. That dude's a leader. I play for him.
Man's gonna have 2 bags of Fritos in his seat too.
No doubt.
I hope
No
they show
doubt.
him some love back on campus.
Gosh, some love.
Greek row, sorority row, shout out, man, some
Hey,
love.
not to be inappropriate.
From LA is gonna be hitting up stairs.
Hey, not to be inappropriate, but Stetson Bennett. Sensei, my man, welcome to never paying for a drink the rest of your life in Athens.
Hey, let's be real. Let's talk about this though. So we talked about the whole Jedi, Yoda, Sensei, Padawan type thing with
Smart
Kirby and Saban.
Yep.
What does this win mean for Kirby moving forward?
A new contract out the gate.
Well, obviously, but
I'll tell you that right
let's
now.
let's
fat
take the
contract
business.
out.
Flat contract.
My
Yeah.
agent ought to be in OAD's office right
Nobody's
now.
cheering harder right now
But-
than Kirby Smart's agent.
But let's be
He
honest.
should
Let's,
have pulled 2 hamstrings in the last 5 minutes.
Speed walk.
but let's,
Kirby
let's,
Smart's agent should have pulled 2 hamstrings and a glute trying to get out of the door. Trying to get out of the door. He don't give a shit. He should be on his way somewhere.
As for his
Hey,
he said,
What
"Yo, I
is-
need a new pool. I need."
Oh,
Hey, put yourself in Kirby Smart shoes. Put yourself in Kirby Smart shoes. He's done the unthinkable. The mentee beats the mentor.
yeah.
What is his reaction tonight? How much does this
man.
mean to not only him personally as an individual, but as a program at Georgia?
That's the question I was getting at. What does this mean for Georgia now moving forward?
I
Do
think
you realize the monkey off your back, though?
But what does this mean for
I
Georgia
think
moving forward?
it now puts out of the 5 families, we now have 2 co-head.
But listen,
Hold on.
They are
you-
now up there with Alabama.
You feel this is a great point, and Hack, I know where you're going.
Yes.
You've got 2 years ago, you've got, in my opinion, the greatest college football team to ever be assembled in the LSU Tigers. They go unblemished, they win the national championship. Now what are they? What Nick Saban has done is created not one
Yes.
decade, but
Consistent.
decades of talent. Is Kirby Smart? We reached the pinnacle. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
No.
I'm in the record books.
No.
Write it off.
This
Or is
sustains.
this sustainable?
No, this
because
sustains.
2 seasons after
You're talking LSU.
after they
seasons
win
ago,
the
they're in
national
shambles.
title,
They're in shambles.
LSU removes their head coach.
True, but this is a different situation. Let's just go ahead and be honest. This is a different situation. This is a young Tiger as a head coach
Yes.
at Georgia. This is
I
a
think
young
this is a
Tiger.
very
Well,
potent
Trevor,
point.
he's been waiting for this opportunity. Orgeron did not get mentored by Saban. He was a colleague.
My name is Orderon.
Tigers. He was a colleague of Saban. This coach mentored under Saban. He watched the mechanisms. He watched all the fire, how you speak to teams, how you speak to parents, how you speak to your players at half. He did all that. This is a different animal.
Yeah.
They were in the national championship 2 years ago. Half that team is gone. Most of that team is gone already. They only had 2 losses last year when they went in there and battled Cincinnati. Reload, come back. You start top 5. They go the whole season wire to wire at 1.
Yeah.
13 games they played. Like 13 games. Only 1 game is a 1 possession. This is sustainable. They're going to be.
Oh, there's a sack there. 30 seconds left. I know we want to do a live reaction, but let me ask you this before the game ends. You got Kirby Smart, and you just answered the question. You think this is sustainable? Is this an end of an era? You lose your DC. Hold on. Listen to what I finish.
I can't
This is
wait.
an end of an era in Clemson, South Carolina. You lose your DC. You lose mainstays. Is Dabo Sweeney now number 3? And he maintains, but not quite to this level.
It's hard to say. Remember, it's a table. It's not a little 2-seater cafe, coffee shop. It's a table. We call them the 5 families. Now, one of those 5 families has a lot to put together and get themselves back up and going. And it's your alma mater, Trevor. What does Venables do now?
Yes.
Clemson has this ability to come back, refurbish. Their alpha can come back and get better. Hold Clemson. Georgia has now solidified itself as an equal to Alabama, and Ohio State will be back. Ohio State will be back.
You want to start talking about Ohio State?
Because look, you have to reload as Kirby Smart. Enjoy this win.
Yeah.
But your QB is gone.
Gone.
JT Daniels.
And in
Stetson
comes
Bennett,
Caleb
gone.
Williams.
Pickens gone. Half of that 11 unit on the defensive side is gone in the NFL. Can you reload? We have seen this year in and year out from Nick Saban. Let's not jump on the train yet. I want to see what Kirby Smart does next year.
Yeah, but I think
you have to.
But listen. These guys have lost 4 bowl games in 3 years. In the last 3 years, they've been in 2 national championships.
Here we go. It ends with the sack. It is with a sack. Look at that.
These guys are
Who's there coming down the track? It's the beam machine in red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land. Ain't nothing finer in the land. Been drunk obnoxious drunk fan. Been drunk obnoxious drunk fan. Go.
I love it. I'm about it.
Hey,
That's
cool.
Hey, at this bar,
as
too.
cool, guys.
Thank you, sir.
As cool as that was, you guys are watching this right now. You just saw Nick Saban go up to Kirby Smart and not say congratulations, but have a conversation. Smile. We got a smile out of Nick Saban talking to Kirby Smart. That is his mentor-mentee relationship.
That's classy.
Kirby Smart overcame the hurdle. Then you see Stetson Bennett going to find Bryce Love. Man, what a cool react. Look at Kirby Smart right now. You guys are watching this live as we are as well. Let's listen to this.
Man.
I'll tell you one thing, Stetson Bennett ain't buying a beer in Athens, Georgia.
Listen.
Hey, screw Athens, Georgia, the state of Georgia for the rest of his life.
Maybe in the South.
Yeah.
And honestly, we don't need to go anywhere else for the next 10 minutes plus. We don't need to go anywhere else.
That's a big man.
Stetson Bennett.
I want to listen to this, guys. This is cool stuff. Listen to Kirby. Yeah. Here's the question right here.
How much sweeter does that make this one? That would have been for a long time. But this one will be much longer. I'm proud of the University of Georgia. The support we get there.
Georgia. Well, we can't comment because he's giving us his the winning head coach.
George,
Yeah.
put yourself in Stetson Bennett shoes. You got the pads on. You're rocking number 13. You got a tear coming down your face. And what are you doing in this moment right now?
Oh my God! I'm probably looking for my mom and dad.
Hey guys, thank you.
I'm probably looking for my linemen. Really, you just want to be around the people who have been with you in the dog days of summer. You want to be with all those guys who you ran conditioning drills with, meetings with, flights with, bus rides with.
And I tell you, I don't know if it's hit him yet. Obviously, you saw some emotion on the sideline, but watching this interview with Holly Rowe, it's not going to hit him yet.
No, it ain't hit him yet.
You know, that's when you embrace your family after all this
when
belief
you embrace
in yourself.
100%.
Because to your point, in your camp, there's been nobody with you.
Correct.
Dude.
Nobody with you. No one understands breakfasts, coffees, and pants house going, man, I just believe in myself. That's all I care about.
Hey,
And
you're holding it back like that right now. All you do is go into your locker, go straight, head to knees, ball like a baby.
Yep.
Ball like a baby. That dude, I mean, this is history. This is absolute history for
And
Stetson Bennett.
for such a proud program. We talk about all these other programs and all these other. It's been 40 years. The three of you weren't alive. The three of you weren't alive when Georgia won a championship, and I was 2.5.
41 years, man.
Get real. So for him to get these guys, and look at all the great players, all the rock star players, all the rock star quarterbacks that have come through Georgia. And lo and behold, a walk-on who had to leave and transfer to a JUCO to earn some accreditation and come back, battle his way past a 5-star who transferred in from USC. Keep your sword and shield close to your breast. Battle, battle, battle. They question. And when it all ends, you were a reason they won the national championship. And here's what's even sweeter. It was against the biggest nemesis that any Georgia knows. It's Alabama. It wasn't like they beat Cinderella because Cinderella slayed the giant a couple weeks ago. You got the dragon yourself. You beat him yourself. And that's one of the biggest moments in sports. I just say it. I remember when Byron Leftwich broke his ankle and his lineman carried him down the field so he could keep playing that last drive. I'll never forget that. Doug Williams, I'll never forget that. Stetson Bennett. The game, he was good, he was kind of up, he was kind of down. But the sideline, we just watched this. Every single man can't wait to embrace him and say congrats and thank you.
Yes.
Well, we were talking though. You look at the last 10 minutes of this football game, and the ups and downs. And we talk. I mean, a lot of us talked about. I talked about Bryce. You touched on it. Trevor. Everyone touched on it. The team that can manage the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You talk about a kid.
Yeah.
At the 10-minute mark, just had a monumental mistake. Well,
yeah,
it's a fluke play.
It
was
could have been a
mistake and a monumental fluke
it led
play
to a Bama
in
touchdown.
the fumble that led to a Bama touchdown.
Yeah.
Brought Bama back within one. You look at the way that this team rallied around him, and then the next drive, Todd Monken.
Dialed it
the
up.
way he came in, put the game in his hands.
Zip.
He said, "All right,
Hey.
play action. Let's throw a 15-yard out route right now."
Can we raise a glass, Trevor?
Yeah.
Can we raise? First
I'll
of
raise
all, Stetson Bennett,
I'll raise
Georgia
it.
Bulldogs, out the gate. First of all,
Hey, I'm watching this like all of you are as well.
But
look at this.
I see Stetson Bennett. It's hit him kind of
Oh, he got
already.
dad down there.
Hey, Kirby Smart. I don't think it's hit him already.
but
He's
Trev,
CEO doing the whole deal.
you
Go
know
ahead.
these guys are going to do this. But you look at it. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about this. They put the game in this kid's hands. We talked about Bryce Young coming out and answering the bell against Auburn. He answered the bell against Georgia in the SEC championship game. We talked about Stetson Bennett not having to ever have to answer the bell.
Right.
He comes out right after that horrific thing. He goes 3 for 3 in the next drive for whatever, it's 60-something yards and a touchdown. The dude answered the bell. You can't say enough about that.
No
Let's
doubt.
talk about the X's and O's.
Yes.
Let's talk about what happened
That's
between
an
the white
interesting.
lines.
That's an interesting.
The
shot.
kid came out and answered
Why
the
are we
bell. They
even
did what they
shooting this
did,
shot?
man. They did what they did. You can't take this away from this Georgia football team. I think the defense played fantastic. They contained what they needed to contain. They created enough chaos for Bryce Young. They forced 2 turnovers with Bryce Young, which was a huge key. We talked about a huge key, being able to create some chaos in the pocket for number 9. Seeing how he responds.
You guys are watching it now.
Stetson's got a fat
pulling out
stogie.
the Joe Burrow, the stogie in his mouth. Hey, I'll make a point to piggyback off you there, Hack. Stetson Bennett, did he play tonight and just absolutely blow up the scorecard? No. But what did we say from the beginning of the year?
Go get your mom.
It doesn't matter who it is. Get in there and don't lose the game. I'd give him more credit than that. Not only did he not lose the game, but he made enough plays to get the job done. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Soak it in, man.
Can't even believe it.
And
I love it.
And I think that's what, the one thing that I heard from Craig talking about Bryce Young's father today on our podcast was talking about just be in the moment, live in the moment. This is what this is about. Watching this is pure raw emotion. I mean, we can talk about content all we want. As you guys are listening to us, watching this on your screens, that's raw emotion. You don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a beautiful thing about how important this game is when we talk about transfer portals, coaches leaving, NIL, all that junk. When it all boils down, this is all you want is a championship with your guys, hugging on one another, being in the locker room. That's the best feeling in the world. Is going to the locker room after a win, hugging guys.
The automatic laugh.
And I tell you what, that's the one thing you miss. That's the one thing I miss like crazy is just hugging guys in the locker room, man. It's a different vibe because you don't see that anywhere else. You don't get that in the business world. Obviously, you have families and everything else, but there's nothing like blood, sweat, and tears for months and months and months on end. And then, having a goal, reaching that goal, and especially as we're talking about it right now, for Stetson Bennett coming out, being able to accomplish what he's accomplished. Now
this just in. We got a couple
questions. Signs a $50 million a year contract.
We got a couple questions rolling through from a young man named Clint Sterner.
That's weird.
Hey, Clint.
From Clint Sterner. It's just in.
I know you're watching. Shirt off.
He is if you guys don't know Clint Sterner, he's the spokesperson, face of Manscaped. Below the waist. He's the guy. Here we go.
Bigger 101.
One of his questions, speaking of below the waist, how big were Stetson's stones/throws? Here we go.
I will go first on that.
Clint Sterner.
The ball, the deep go route on the right side.
Balls.
The deep 50-50. Go route on the right side. 3rd and 10. It's 19-18. We still have ourselves a tug of war. That sits on the balance. Stetson goes back. He gets pressure off the right edge. Slowly kind of eases up, but he can't step into it. I told the both of you two, Bryce and you, Hack, just get it up and out. Have trust. That's all receivers ever want. Just give me a shot at this thing. Give me a shot. And he did. And it probably took, that ball was probably 55-yard throw. His max is probably 57 yards on his arm. And he got it. Hung it up there. They go up, pull it down. Receiver had, just a great effort. And I hope they give him all
I'll do you one better. It is 19-18. Georgia's up 1, and Stetson has a 3rd down play where he has a pull read. It is triple option. Triple option of triple options. And we were talking about it back here. That's the most incredible play I've ever seen.
That's the most modern triple option there is.
Has 2 off the edge. So the first guy tells me to pull it. The second guy tells me that I have to throw it to have all that chaos in your face and lob it over. Game of inches. Just like the fumble/not fumble. To me, that wasn't a fumble anyway. Doesn't matter. But to have that as a tool in your tool belt to move that quickly. You are processing things very quickly. At a 1-point game at that situation in the 4th quarter, 19-18, to go up to 26-18. To me, the play down the sideline 100% to let's go up.
Yeah.
Now let's go up.
Yeah.
26-18. Man, I did
all the way up.
God, I tell you what.
Elevate.
We're not settling this right now, but I had to bring up a couple things. We had some bets.
No, some
No
bets.
doubt.
Yeah,
Hey, listen. Hey, look, we will get to all business.
We will save it till the end of the night.
All business
I
will be
just want to
settled.
make sure that our amazing bartenders at Ellison Brewing Co. can get us set up for the
We will
bets.
settle.
They got to come to the
Before
to the
we
head.
settle all that business, though, Trev, I just want to talk about what I think was the most important part of this championship game. And it wasn't anybody in a Georgia uniform or visor.
Wow.
It was number 1 for Alabama, going down with what looks like an ACL off of a big play.
Hate it.
We pray
hate
for
it.
you. His
Hate to
pop
see it.
sat right here today.
Yeah.
He made the big play. You could see it, non-contact. He made the cut. Down he goes. That was their warlord on the outside. That was the guy that goes and pays the rent for them. 3rd and 12, I know where we're going. Red zone, we know where we're going. We want to take a home run shot, we know where we're going. Out he goes. That's the second big-time receiver Bama has out for this year. Mechie's the other one. So now what happens?
Yeah.
You're reduced. In a heavyweight battle, it's like breaking your left hand. Now you still got to fight, and you're still a champion. You got all this, you got all this just champion caliber, but you have a broken hand. You got to keep fighting. This game, how much difference is this game if Jamison Williams is able to be running around the field all the way through the contest?
I'll be short and quick because I know everybody has something to say about this, especially being quarterbacks at this table. You know how different it is just from when you boil it all down, it's called reps. Yeah. When you have reps with your guys, it is so different when you bring other guys in. There's something about stepping up. Alabama has a bunch of 5-star guys. It doesn't matter. If I don't have reps with you, man, it's tough. And so I tell you what, for Bryce Young to have already Minchie go down, this was already a kind of a big topic of discussion coming into this game because you don't have your 1-2. Now you only got one. Does Georgia double your one or bracket your one? As Kirby Smart kisses the trophy here, which, man, how cool is that? That's just so beautiful for him. But I tell you what, to your point, George, you got a broken left hand and you still have to fight. Bryce Young fought his butt off.
Fought his ass.
Hey, they're about to announce it, so I want to roll between all of us. Who's the MVP? You just watched the game. We did it before the game, but right now, who's your MVP? This is tough. In my opinion, this is a tough question.
I think it goes to Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
It's going to go to Stetson
I
Bennett.
think
But
it's
it's going to go to Stetson Bennett, but it should be to that defense.
It should
be. The defense stopped them again and again and
Multiple
again.
stops.
On field goals.
They had the break open touchdown for you.
They
did it as a collective. Offensively for Georgia, they had a bunch of guys, but I think Brock Bowers only had 4 grabs. Big touchdown. It's going to go to the driver.
But I'm going to be honest. We were talking about it. We were talking about Brock Bowers because he was a guy that was a key player for a lot of us. He didn't show up until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Or do they not dial up his name? Do they not call
Whether
his
they
name
didn't
up?
dial him up or not, he didn't show up until then, and then he makes a huge play.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit of having a guy like that on your roster. He could be stagnant. He could be dormant.
But to his
and then all of a
defense,
sudden,
if you want Batman, you got to put the bat signal up.
He did
if
it.
you wanted
Hold
Bowers,
on.
you got to call for him.
they did it. They gave
They
it to
did.
him.
Look
and
at
I'm
this monster right here.
Jordan Davis.
But here's
This monster.
Horse
Heck,
in the
look
lipstick
at this
bottle.
monster
I'm
right
telling
here.
you.
I know.
You
Here's
talk
the-
about aliens, Kyler Murray versus him? Oh, my God.
Here's an element, though. I think Georgia. We talked about this. I think this is a great thing for Georgia. Now,
And Reese
The
Davis, by the way,
expectations-
is 5'11". I know Reese.
Correct.
Reese is 5'11".
so we talked about Georgia. The expectations coming in now for Georgia moving forward. I think you just raised the floor, right? We're gonna expect a lot out of this team moving forward for the next couple years, especially on the opposite side of the conference from
Great
Alabama.
boost in recruiting here.
Huge boost in recruiting. It's gonna mean a lot. Now,
And let's be honest.
when we talk about 9 and when we talk about Jameson Williamson going down,
Yep.
how much did this game mean for number 9 at Alabama moving forward? He's the Heisman Trophy winner. He'd get it all. The guy had put together
Trevor,
a hell of
Bryce,
a season.
that's a hell of a question.
The guy put together a hell of a season.
So I'm going to say this.
What does this mean for 9 moving
I'm
forward?
gonna say
Because
this.
we talked about it right after.
Rarely
This is huge.
do you see a losing quarterback stop, elevate.
Yeah.
When is the last time you saw a guy come in and lose the national championship and you think more of him before the game started?
I do.
Like you think more of him
I
after
do.
the loss than you did coming into the game. I feel like that here. How many times were we elbowing each other like, oh my God, he just got the ball off.
Yeah.
Took a right hook in the face. Just got the ball off, there goes a left cross. Just got the ball off, there goes a forearm. As soon, it was always bang, bang. This dude battled. All 188 pounds of him. Like he refused to go home today.
Let's talk about it.
He refused to go
Let's
home.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I can take it if you
Go
want. I
ahead,
mean,
Bryce.
because
Bryce
I
just
love,
looked up the
I love
numbers
no. It's really. I mean, it's numbers, yes and no. But at the end of the day, you know, George, when you brought in boxing, man, that's what it is. It's you're going to get knocked down.
Yeah.
Can I count on you to get back
Can
up?
I count on you?
You're going to have your 1, 2, and 3 get knocked down in the game. Can I still count on you
Right.
to execute and put footballs on the guys' faces?
Listen, he threw a fade, Bryce, and we were talking about this. Tight inside man, they're 35 yards downfield. He's got 2 rhinos, 1 stride each away from hitting him right in the chin, and that ball drops.
But
right
George,
in.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he was taking heat right in the chest. It wasn't stuff coming outside. They didn't drop back. Hey, we're gonna drop 8 and just play zone. They were coming after Bryce Young, man.
Great play, great.
Man, and it is so amazing to see a young guy stand in the pocket and deliver, because I know that this is what my team needs me to do to execute.
So let me ask you guys this. We got some Georgia fans rolling in. They're all excited. We also got some Bama fans. I think they're coming in to grab a beverage, drink their sorrows away. That being said, we talked a lot about what are the keys to this game.
Yeah.
What position group, what player is going to step up. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm sitting here in my head trying to run through this. Who won this football game? Or, another question, who lost this football game?
I don't think
I don't
anybody
know.
lost. Honestly,
Yeah.
Trevor,
What was the difference?
I don't think anybody lost. Hack, I defer to you and Bryce on this right off of this. I just think Georgia kept playing and kept counter-punching. Remember, we laughed about this.
Yeah.
Alabama had the lead all the way till the mid-third quarter. Georgia kept counter-punching back. You got to do that. The exchange, you got to come meet them. They come down, we got to come back down. They got to stop, we got to get a stop. Big play for them, got to get a big play for us. Stetson, Bryce Young is going up and down the field. We're going to turn you loose, go down the field for us. He did that. So, yes, Georgia won, but Alabama certainly did not beat themselves. They can go out like a proud champion. There isn't a whole lot Saban's going to turn and bark at his guys about. They missed some opportunities. They missed some key players, and they had that turnover late. But that turnover was an effort turnover in my book.
Yeah.
So you can't be anything but proud. And honestly, and I just walk off with this, Bryce Young goes in 2022 football season as the biggest warlord in college football.
Yes, 100%.
And part of that is because Stetson Bennett is going to go on. Hopefully he's going to go on and get his NFL shot. But Bryce Young, as a sophomore, with all these other big-time quarterbacks out there, Caleb and Stroud, he is the warlord. And they all watched him on center stage tonight before big quarters.
We sat here with his father, and he looked us in the eye and he said, we've accomplished everything we set out to accomplish. Our goals are the NFL. Tonight would be the capping of the best year you could ever imagine. That didn't happen. Imagine the grit in not only him, but that entire family to go into next year and say, you got the Heisman, go ahead and win another one on your way. You didn't accomplish everything you want to accomplish. Let's go get you a natty. You've played in it. You've been there. you are the guy to watch going into next season. I totally agree with you, but you're watching this right now live with us. Jordan Davis, Stetson Bennett, these guys hoisting the trophy, doing snow angels in the confetti.
Like, honestly, this couldn't be more Disney.
Token, brother. Get that man a torch. Get that man a
couldn't
torch.
be more Disney. They went out and got the most Coley type guy to play quarterback in the movie.
Yes.
And he does come through. They went and found the biggest, nastiest, most vicious silverback to play Jordan Davis on the D-line, and he's there.
It's a movie.
You got a head coach who mentored under the opposing head coach, who's a legend and an icon. All three of those guys rally together tonight with the total force, the sum force of all the dogs for a program that hasn't won a championship since 1980.
Yeah.
And they pull it off against the biggest monster in the sport.
And the repeat game, right? I mean, this was a rematch. We talked about it all day long. Can you beat a team twice? It's really, really hard to do. Barrett Jones sat right here and say it doesn't matter. Nick Saban loves that stuff. It's just hard to do. And we were talking 9-6 at halftime.
How about that?
I mean, Georgia scored 24 points in the second half.
Got loose.
I'm telling you. And there was one drive where Monkey really let it go.
He let it go.
You know, and that was what was crazy to me, I think, kind of thinking back on the game. They really played not to lose. That was really what happened. And then they finally opened up the gas for a little bit, put your foot on the right side, and they scored in 8 plays.
But we talked about this, though. We talked about it. I mean, both these guys, both these players, they didn't need to play outside of themselves, right? Because of that injury right there that we just saw, Bryce Young had to put the Superman suit on.
And he did.
And he did for the most part. But at the end of the day, that Georgia defense showed up. The roles are kind of reversed. I think when you look at the stat line, Stetson didn't turn the ball over all that much. He had the one fumble that, like we talked about. But Bryce Young turned the ball over a couple times in some crucial moments. And you sit there and you look at this. Both these guys played within the system. They took what the defense gave them. They understood the pressure that was coming. They handled it well. And like I agree with you, George. I think Bryce has now set himself up for a complete answer next year. And we talk about Georgia and how they got to answer. I think Alabama now has put themselves in a situation where the expectation's only higher. The pressure has become only stronger within this team. I think Bryce Young's going to shoulder a lot. We said it right at the end. We said, 9 will be better for this.
Yeah.
So,
and he got better.
And he got better through this. This was a great moment for him.
He got better through this.
As quarterbacks, we appreciate that. Yeah. He got better through this. So we sit here and we talk about this now. Great moment for Georgia. Now you have to reload, and the expectations are there. For Alabama, we talk about this where you have 9 coming back. You have a lot of pieces coming back. This puzzle is ready to rock. It's going to be preseason. A-Day is going to be nuts down there. There's going to be a lot of expectations in Tuscaloosa heading into next year.
Yeah.
I think this game played out perfectly. I think we had the 2 best teams out there. I think we had some of the best talents out there. I think these quarterbacks played extremely well as a quarterback-centric panel here.
And the coordinators called up a chess match.
I think they called up a damn good chess match. I know a lot of people are going to sit here and blame it on Billy O, but there's a lot of things that happen here. Late turnover, added some extra points.
Play of the game.
We talked about all this stuff, man, but I think ultimately as fans, we need to sit back and enjoy this. We need to enjoy the fact that we got exactly what we bargained for. It came down to the wire. The Georgia ended up separating a little bit at the end, but this damn game came down to the wire. It's what we expected. It's what we love. It's what we wanted.
So we talked all day. What is Stetson Bennett doing at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 4 o'clock? Is he laying in his bed? What's he thinking?
What's he going to be doing at about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning?
No doubt. But he got the world on his shoulders, or what is he doing? He has a quote. Stetson Bennett answered, quote, "I wasn't going to be the reason that we lost this game. That tells me all I need to know. He wasn't sitting in his room thinking he had to go and conquer the world. He just sat in his brain. He said, "Stay on schedule. Stay on schedule.
I'm gonna
stay
keep the
on
Superman
schedule."
cape in the closet.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
need to
Right.
pull it
Hey,
out.
look.
That's
go,
right.
Listen, you got to go to that. Just what Hack is saying. Bryce had to get his cape out and get it out early.
Yeah.
He had to, Petty. He had to.
Yeah.
Stetson, if he had access to a cape, he left it alone, Trevor.
Yes.
Let me just stay with it
He
by
didn't
means.
go into the
No,
telephone booth.
No.
He didn't go into the telephone booth and swap out
No.
those
No.
Quay Rex specs.
It's better. It's better to stay Clark Kent.
Yes.
For this team, for this quarterback, they were better served with Stetson Bennett. Stay Clark Kent. And he did that.
I know. Yeah, and we talked about it too, because the first half, you just really felt like that was the perception watching Georgia offensive ball.
Yeah.
We're like, and man, outside of one big post to Pickens down the side, down the middle, we're like, man, where is this offense at? Then they finally started to open up just a little bit. Get Stetson and say, hey, look, and I love that quote because of two reasons. One, we don't need the cape. That's fine. But two, still be Stetson. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that you don't have to make the boneheaded plays. That is what it is. That's being a quarterback. But at the same time, don't be outside of yourself trying not to win. And that's a tough line to be as a young kid, as a kid playing a national championship, or even in the NFL. When you have the ball in your hand every play, there's consequences to every action you make, but still, there's a reason that got you there. So I take nothing away. I love seeing Stetson up there. I love seeing that, 33-18, this was a hell of a game. But I think that it opened up a little bit more in the second half to where it was a little bit more enjoyable, I think, for the fans outside of 9-6.
This is a complete out of nowhere.
What you got?
But I'm looking at our friends over at Old Row Official and Barstool Sports posting pictures. These cats handed out national championship hats with the A on them to all the Georgia players. They are walking around with the A on the hat. Oh no.
I wouldn't even put that on. I wouldn't even put that on. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Hey,
I rock that bitch.
When you open the box, you're like, they won't find out. Just hand them out.
Not a good look.
Rocket. The A stands for A Georgia Bulldogs Championship.
They forgot the UG.
Hell of a
UG.
blunder. Hell of a blunder to get the bags mixed up.
Bad.
But so be it. Wow. That'll be some nice cannon fodder for a lot of our colleagues. They get on the talk shows this week, but still at the end of the day, Athens is hopping right now, Hack. It's already one of the great college campuses. If you get a chance to move around and go just take some field trips, Athens in March, in September, football game in the winter and the summer, it doesn't matter. It's one of the 3 or 4 of my favorite campuses that I've seen.
I've never been to Athens. Georgia's been there. I don't know if y'all been there or not. Shout out, hey, all of our listeners right now, hit us back. If I'm going to go to Athens and I'm going to experience game day in Athens, Georgia, watching the reigning national champions, what bar do I go to? Where do I hang out game time?
Easy.
Hit us up on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you want to hit us up. I want to know. I don't want to ask my boy George. He's a lot of fun. I want to know from the locals.
That's kind of crazy right there. There's only been 4 coaches that have won at their alma mater.
And Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant, Steve
6
Spurrier,
times.
Philip Fulmer, Kirby Smart, 2021.
I'm so excited for them.
Yeah.
I'm so to slay a dragon like that, one that already got you. To slay a dragon like that. I mean, this has all kind of ramifications. Now, when you go and talk to your team in winter workouts, you speak of what has been done, not where we might go. The hypothetical stuff is done.
Well, we talked about expectations, right? A lot of programs, we talked about Nick Saban. When you walk into Alabama, the expectation, the bar is already set. Now, you're talking about Kirby Smart. You took the step. The bar is set.
Right.
Can you make this a unspoken thing within your program? Right. Can you understand the first winter workout you hold? You don't even need to show a picture of this national championship or trophy. You don't need to show Stetson Bennett lighting up that stogie ready to rip. You already know to the bones of your program that you have a ton of guys that are ready to rock, and you got to repeat. It's what it is. That's how this is. That's how this thing goes.
Georgia's DNA changed tonight as a program. It's
whether they wanted to or not.
Whether they wanted to or not, it's championship DNA here.
Yep.
This is now who we are. Everything from how the secretaries organize their paperwork, to how the strength coaches set up the weight room, to how the freshmen get ready for scout team, to how the coaches do game prep. This is who we are. Get used to it. Because those are the ramifications.
We're here.
This gold trophy right here defines us now, Bryce Petty. Its DNA has changed. And DNA changes for all you fellow science nerds. It morphs. This is who we are now. This is championship DNA now.
Interesting stat that's up on your screen right now. It just went off, but first time Bryce, and this is a testament to Bryce Young. We've all been there. First time he's ever thrown multiple interceptions in one game.
In his life.
In his life. I've thrown 2, 3. I think I've thrown 4 a couple times.
I've thrown some.
We've
It
all
just
been
came
there.
from modern day. They were beating people
So
55 to
we
10.
talk about Bryce Young and how clean he played and how he's going to be the guy. And don't get me wrong, Bryce Young played good, but first time in his life on the biggest stage, he throws multiple interceptions.
But I think he had to, right? Again, when you pull out the cape, what that tells you and your team is, I got to take chances.
Whereas
no holds barred.
I mean, this thing right here, it's locked and loaded, and I'm throwing it.
Yep.
You know, and the first one too. I mean, you had a corner fall off, looked like it was a little bit cover 3, or quarters, whatever it was. But at the same time, the corner fell off. So that was a tough one. You know, I think, but to Hack's point earlier, I think Bryce Young has such a, I don't even want to say ceiling. I mean, it's that high. I don't think you cap this dude. I think what Bryce Young is going to learn from this game, and then be capable to do going into, you know, what now is the 2022 season, 2023. If he even stays in 2023 before he goes in the NFL, I think there's a lot of potential in him to be a really, really good quarterback coming in.
And really, truly, the invisible things for Bryce Young, and we talked about him. The leadership, the resiliency, the physical thing that we saw is still kind of, it's not even an attribute, but it's in the craft. You got to talk about skill, accuracy. He threw a touchdown pass earlier in the high red to the tight end coming across through his hands. Through his hands.
Yeah, high motor play.
There's a high motor
play.
Right through his hands.
Definitely a skill
He threw
set.
so many balls tonight that were catchable. Bryce, Trevor, by, like the receiver coach are going to go back and they're going to say, we should have had that one.
Yeah.
We should have had that one as well.
This is the best part about ball, though. They can sit in the room and say, we should have. What we're not talking about enough is the fact that the defense answered the call.
Yeah.
Georgia's defense answered the call. They gave up too many big plays, too many explosive in the SEC championship game. We had a lot of pressure on them. Those cats tonight.
This is a perfect transition, Bryce.
Motor?
So what's no. Hey, put your panties out there. Yeah, pick that wedgie. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. What's your toast of the night? You seem to be going down the line.
Toast of the night?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have been following us all year.
We got to keep this going.
We've been making a toast of the night. So before we get going with our individual picks, George, who we've been toasting every week, bar none.
Bar none.
Going.
Bar none.
And he made the pick tonight.
And he did make the pick tonight. Where we going, digging which camera? The main
Go,
one.
go, go.
College football's godfather. For the what? 17th time.
18th,
19th time by this particular crew of men, by this particular set of football players and lovers of the sport. We toast to you, sir. Lee Corso, toast of the night.
Hey,
We know you're up here.
Hey.
We feel your spirit, sir. Toast of the night, Lee Corso. And now we can begin with the mere mortals. Trevor, your toast of college football's crescendo.
Man, golly, great night. Unbelievable night. I'm going to do this. There was a guy that we didn't talk about a lot. He didn't get shown on the cameras. We talked about him a little bit in the pregame show, and he's moving on after this. But tonight, he's going to celebrate because he got to experience putting a ring on that finger. Mr. Dan Lanning. Toast to you, my friend.
The head of the White Walkers.
The head of the White Walkers.
Defensive coordinator from Georgia.
So
Future head coach of Oregon as of right now.
Go
Head
out on
coach
the
of-
right
oh,
foot.
Go out on the right. Take a little hardware up there.
Here,
Good
sir.
Here. Good sir.
Man,
He's got a
I tell
heavy
you
hand.
what, man, this is hard. This is really, really hard because when you talk about toast, man, it's sentimental between Kirby Smart, the guy leading the pack on the offensive side of the ball. Really, just because of where we sit and knowing that one of you guys is going to toast to Kirby Smart, hopefully, I have to give a toast to Stetson Bennett.
Yep.
What he did and is going to do.
Yep.
From a foundational standpoint, betting on himself. The story is so beautiful.
Is he college football's Kurt Warner?
Oh my God! I mean,
Yes.
it's incredible.
Yes.
It's
This
literally
year?
incredible
Yeah.
what he has done,
100%.
and for him, watching just again the raw emotion on the sideline, even before the game ended, knowing how big this was for him, because you know that all that emotion was from not just that game, but all that stuff betting on myself. Hearing how many times, no, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. What Stetson Bennett did tonight was put his team in the best chance to be successful. Whether that was, I wasn't going to lose this for my team, or that was, I'm going to go out and have 2 touchdowns, 200 plus yards, and be a national championship winner.
Stetson Bennett, if you
Stetson
ever
Bennett.
hear this,
Stetson, I
cheers
hope
to
you do.
you.
I hope you do.
Indeed.
Cheers to
on
you,
behalf
Stetson
of
Bennett.
the
Cheers to
Field
you,
of
sir.
12, if
Cheers
we
to you,
ever
Stetson
come,
Bennett.
if we ever have the opportunity to come and see a game in between the hedges in Athens,
You got a steak on field of 12.
you got a steak on the
Yeah.
Field of 12, but get us a couple beers at your local bar because you will never pay for a
My
drink.
man's going
You'll
right
never
into
pay
private
for it
equity
again.
in Athens.
Thank you ahead of time.
Hey, on the Rob Douster tab, it's a nice one. Stetson Bennett, you won't pay for anything, sir. We got you via
Come on through.
Rob Douster.
Come on through.
Come on through. And bring your crew with you. Come on through.
Yeah, I think they're both worthy. Both you guys. Extremely worthy picks. I'm going to toast to that White Walker defense that we talked about all year.
Yep.
I know,
Yep.
Trevor, you gave Dan Lanning the shout out. Hell of a job being the general. He was the Patton. He did it right. The one key I talked about was those guys showing up. I know for a fact within that locker room, those guys had plenty of poster board material coming off that SEC championship game. Jordan Davis, senior, hell of a story. Kid who didn't want to play football, had an opportunity, did it. Showed up tonight on some big moments. Multiple guys on that unit did it. I'm going to toast that defense for answering the bell. You show up, at the end of the day, you can toast all the coaches you want. Old adage. You can coach your butt off, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the Jimmies and the Joes making the plays.
Not the X's
Those
and
guys
O's.
are not the X's and O's. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. That Alabama, that Georgia defense showed up tonight, did their thing, answered the cowbell to what everything we were talking about. I'm going to toast that White Walker defense showing up and doing their damn thing.
Indeed.
Yep.
White Walkers.
Yes, sir. The White Walkers.
So, to conclude, last toast last toast of this football season. As my man Dagan says, give him one. Cool. Last toast this college football season. Like, look how big a deal this was for us as fans. We got drama. We had 2 Brahma Bulls. We had a Cinderella as a player breakthrough. We had a celebrated unit. Our favorite unit. Pulled out the national championship. A coach on the verge of breaking through does so. The Roman army was the Roman army. Their young general held tight. He comes up. But at the end of the day, my last toast of the college football season goes to Georgia Bulldog Nation. 40 years of such a proud program. And we see all these programs across the country. The Hurricanes, the Trojans, the Texas Longhorns. Not all can get back on their feet, and certainly only one of them got back up to the summit and took it. To the Georgia Bulldogs, Dooley, Herschel Walker, Stafford, A.J. Green, Mark Rick, all of them, Champ Bailey.
It's for them.
To Athens.
To Athens.
41 years.
To Athens.
Between the hedges.
You damn right.
Fellas.
And I believe
Thank you.
in beautiful fashion we have bets to settle.
Hey, we got
Bets
business.
to settle.
We got. Why don't you guys come on in the middle? We got a little bit of some quick business to take care of.
Backwards.
Hey!
We have a stopwatch. Anything we need here? You get us.
This is backwards.
All right, hey boys, I'm gonna count us down here, okay? All right, here we go. We have a shotgun in 3, 2, 1, hit her!
Hold on.
It's dead!
And it's over. It's over before it even starts.
Hold on.
Oh no!
Big Ten.
Big
Big Ten. It just means more. It just
I know
means
you're
more.
upset, but like, why would you say
It just means
I'll take it.
Oh no!
Yo, that ain't even. What are you doing?
Upside down. I didn't get it. I clicked
Oh, what are we doing? Laces out.
He said you said lamb? Did you say lion or ram? I got lamb.
Hey, all you Twitter people, I'll take my money, Venmo. See Hackenberg 14. Bring it here.
That guy take care of all that business.
I'll take care of all that. I'll mop it all up.
So look, hey,
Look at that shit. I'll mop it all up.
Look at
That's
that.
on you, though.
hey,
That's pregame preparation.
I just
come on in here.
I'll tell you what, boys.
I just bent the lid off.
Yeah,
It didn't
Listen.
Hell of a year.
Did not open.
Hey,
Look at that.
hell of a year. Hey, Bryce Young, get it next year.
We good. Hey,
Bryce Young, get it next year.
we're going right here. Let's go right here. Listen, from one of the best teams I've ever been on, you're only seeing about half the team right now on camera.
Excuses
Hey.
gas as they stay.
Listen, the field of 12. We had no idea what this was or what it could be, but we believed. Jeff Goodman, Rob Dowser, Dagan, Gray came through. These guys right here, we've known each other, but we didn't know what this was going to be as a crew. I feel like we won a championship tonight too. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the effort and opportunity provided. Fellas, that's the crescendo. Oh, we got
shot. Hey,
a little medicine.
on behalf of Ellison Brewing Company and
the field of 12.
our sponsor from day one, SportsBook.
Hey, that's the toast of the year, boys. All of us here, toast of the year. Matt Rivers,
Cheers,
the field of 12.
Cheers. Have a year. 2023
Here,
coming in
folks.
hot.